Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at a 2013 Ford Escape. All three engine mounts we're going to go ahead and replace. Customer had it, took it in for an oil change, diagnosed it, and when he brought it in, there was a significant amount of vibration when you turn the engine on. So that's an indicator that your engine mounts are on their way out, or one of them is already out. But like I mentioned, today we're going to be doing all three other mounts, two connected to the transmission and one to the engine, and then I'll show you guys the process. Follow along. So first we're going to remove the cowl assembly here, because one of the engine mounts is right here. We have to remove the coolant reservoir out of the way in order to get to it. But to do that, you're going to have to remove the windshield wipers, and then a couple of bolts here that I'll show you guys in a second. Same thing on the other side, because the other mount is here, and then the third one is underneath the transmission in the center. So for these, they are under a little bit of pressure, so you may have to like wiggle them back and forth to get it out, and then raise it up, and then it should just come up like that. The thing you have to take a note of, which we marked, is where the wiper blades face at the time of removal, because that's going to indicate where your stop and start is for your windshield wipers. So if they don't align like they should, then you have to remove them and install them back. Now we're just going to remove all of these clips alongside the cowl, right, that you see here, and then your Torx bit here, these two, because we're just going to set it off to the side here in a second. So like I said, the plastic piece comes up with just some of these clips that you see here, right, and then they'll be along the cowl right there to remove it. And then after this, you're going to have your 8mm, I believe that's an 8mm, all the way around in different locations that you're going to remove to get this out. Okay, so it's just the four 8mm bolts, like I mentioned, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4, and then these two T25 Torx that you remove, and then from there, this should just slide out like this. Now we're going to remove this air box out of the way. So we're just going to disconnect the intake tube from here, the air box, and then the battery and the battery holder to get access to that transmission mount that's located under all of this. Okay, for the air box, there's a 7mm clamp over there. I removed this hose and this hose right here that connect. This one connects to here, but I needed to remove it to get the intake out. So it comes as one assembly, right? And then the air box itself, you need to disconnect the mass airflow sensor here, and then a little wire clip or holder that goes there. And then underneath, all it is just these little tabs right here. And then there's 3 of them that are gonna go there, and then right here, and right there, and you remove that. Okay, for the battery, obviously you disconnect the battery terminals, positive and negative, the bracket that goes across from there, and then on the side there's another Torx that you need to remove from here, and then just this. Okay, so then now for the battery box, like I mentioned, you remove your battery terminals, right, 10mm, the bracket that holds the battery in place. On the side here, there's a Torx that you have to remove, a clip here, just remove it, and then 2 clips here also. And that is so that you can remove this and this out of the way in order to get access to this engine mount right here. So the front of the box right here that you see, this you can just move up and out of the way so that you can get enough space for it. The last thing that holds the battery box in place is those 3 10mm bolts that you see here, here, and then right there, that you have to remove in order to get access to it. So now with the bracket off, those four nuts that are the 15 millimeters that we did have earlier, two here and two back there. This top bracket just comes off. That has the connections for your air intake box. Now we're just going to remove the center bolt right here, and then we should be able to remove the transmission. But at the same time, what I didn't show before is down at the bottom, I have a jack with just a piece of wood holding the transmission in place so that it doesn't drop down too far, that we can't align it back again once we remove that bolt. So with that 18 millimeter bolt out, you can see where it mounts onto the transmission there, and then it has those same four brackets holes for those nuts. So the new one will go ahead and just stay the same, right? Install it in reverse order, and then from there we're going to move on to the engine mount that's up here at the top. Okay, so for this side, I'm just gonna move this out of its original, like a little housing slot. It's just a slide here, and then another one right there. And you can move this just enough out of the way so that you can get access to that bolt, those two right there, and the one right here, and then have enough room to be able to remove the engine mount out of the way as well. So the last piece of the puzzle is removing this 8 millimeter bolt that you see here, so you can move this out of the way and get to the last remaining bolt from there. So it's just those four, or well, five, those two that you see here, these two, and then the one in there. So like I mentioned, all those three nuts and two bolts will need to come out, right? And then you'll have enough room to get your engine mount out and out of the way from here. With this coolant box out of the way, you can remove it. One thing that I didn't mention is, you know how we supported the jack on that side? Now you're gonna have to do the same thing on this side before you even start. I'll probably put it in the description to let you know, because I did skip over that. But you do use a jack and then a 2x4 or some piece of wood that you can add even distribution of weight on the oil pan, so that you can just gently, just not even raise the engine up or anything like that. It's just so that the engine can sit on that and rest, so that it doesn't drop when you remove all of these bolts and nuts. But like I mentioned, you just put the bolts back, and then the nuts, those three nuts, those two bolts, the little bracket that goes in here, and make sure you put the coolant back on where it's supposed to be. And that is it for this one. Now the last one, you have to go underneath the vehicle in order to get to it, and then I'll show you guys here in a second how to do that. Okay, so the third and final mount right here is this one right here. So it's one bolt that holds this to the subframe, right, that goes through the engine mount, and then there's this bracket right here that you're gonna have to remove. There's three bolts, 1, 2, and then 3 is right here, along with the two that hold the mount to that bracket, like I mentioned. And I believe they're all 15s, just like above. A ratchet in order to get it out. Otherwise, there's not enough space right here with this little edge piece that you can't get a socket in there. So I recommend removing this bolt that you see here, and then you can move the bracket down a little bit, and you can get your socket and ratchet in there to get it out. But it is that simple to do it. This one doesn't require you to use a mount or a jack or anything like that to hold the engine in place, because you have the other two supporting it. So to install it, I would say you just line up the bracket, and start one or two threads in. Start the bracket for the engine mount, one or two threads in, and then line up everything, and then start tightening everything down to spec. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, and there's just kind of some news coming out from Gary's Auto. Good and bad, we don't know, but only the future will tell. But as always, thanks again, guys. Until next time.